Izzy here. And of course, here I have the 18-35 F1.8 DC Art Series lens for Canon. We're going to take a closer look. We're going to unbox it. We're going to do an overview. I'm even going to show you a neat trick with this little guy. Stay tuned. As always, if the video helps you, don't forget to hit us up with a like button underneath and subscribe to the channel. And if you're ever in the Miami area, come visit us at Digital Goja Show. Well, let's open this up and make sure that there is a Sigma 18-35 F1.8 DC. This one again is a Canon mount version. Of course, the first thing you're going to find on there is all sorts of pamphlets on instructions and your manufacturer's limited warranty, which is of course in the US and only if it's purchased from an authorized dealer like Digital Goja. And notice how they put a really nice carrying pouch in here. So this is going to allow you to take your lens with you everywhere. And you even have a belt loop. So if you want to attach it onto a belt or your favorite strap or backpack. But of course, they want to make sure that you get this in one piece so it's nice and secured. Let's take this out, set this aside. Of course, here is your proprietary lens hood, so that if you run into any situations with excess lens light flare, it attaches to it perfectly and you can take it with you everywhere. So now let's take a closer look at the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 Art Series lens. Now remember, this is a constant f1.8 aperture, even though it is a zoom. And I think a couple of times I've stated that it's a prime zoom, and yes, that's not correct, but I think people are coining that phrase because what you basically have here is a lens that works anywhere from 18 to 35 on a crop sensor, and it's a constant 1.8. So it's literally walking around with a bunch of prime lenses. It's their art line, of course, so that means you're getting their internal focusing feature. You have 4 aspherical elements, 5 SLD glass elements. You have super multi-coating layer in the front element. So this is going to protect it against any excess flare or any kind of aberrations. Notice that it does have a proprietary lens hood, which is easily reversed for storage because you do receive a nice carrying pouch, or you can put it into your favorite camera bag this way. And speaking of filter sizes, it's a standard 72mm diameter, so you can get a good selection of UV, CPLs, and ND filters. Now again, this is for APS-C size sensors. In 35mm or full frame, it would have been a 28 to 56mm. You have, like I said, full-time manual focus because this will turn regardless of whether you have it on autofocus or manual focus. But you do have full-time manual focus, especially if you want to tweak and do some tweaking on your focusing. It is compatible with the USB dock because it is one of their global vision lenses, so this will allow you to work with their standard USB dock that's on the market right now. That means that you can tweak your focusing parameters and do software updates and firmware updates right from your computer using the USB dock that's available from Sigma. And the added feature that I said I was going to talk about is Sigma recently released this guy right here. This is their MC11, a converter for EF mount lenses like this one, so you can mount it onto your Sony E-series cameras. So for example, if you own something like this, which is a very popular camera from Sony now in the mirrorless line, their A6500, this adapter is going to allow you to work with this lens. And I'll show you right now. You're going to mount the adapter as if it was a lens right onto your Sony mirrorless camera. And twist it on, it locks it in place. Now remove the body cap looking portion. Notice you have your contacts in there. I'm now going to mount this lens as if it was a Sony lens. And guess what? Lo and behold, I now have the capabilities of working with this lens as if I was working with a Sony lens. And it focuses perfectly. It allows me to set all my focusing parameters, whether I want to work with face tracking or eye focus all those features, even the touchscreen, all that will function perfectly with this. So if you are in the market for a nice fast zoom and you want to work with a constant aperture of f1.8, take a much closer look at the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 DC Art Series lens for Canon. And if you happen to own a Sony mirrorless, also keep an eye out for the MC11 adapter for you mirrorless users. So I hope this video on the Sigma 18-35 helped you out. Plus, I threw in that extra bit about the MC11 adapter for you mirrorless users. But remember, this isn't a Canon mount, so it'll go right onto your Canon camera. As always, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll have access to more overviews, frequently asked questions, and unboxings. And as always, happy shooting.